Yeah. Hello, guys. Welcome to yet another episode of the Naija Shuffle Podcast. I go by your humble host of Kako, aka TK Revs, and it's a very good day. Trust me, it's a very good day. And yeah, it's a new year. Shout out to everyone. Happy New Year to my viewers. Happy New Year to returning viewers. If this is your first time watching this podcast, Happy New Year to you too. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you're on YouTube, and if you're on like Apple Podcast or Spotify. Make sure you follow us and be the first to know when we drop a new episode of the podcast. And I'll just give a brief run through of what we are all about at the Naija Shuffle Podcast. The Naija Shuffle Podcast is a podcast where we kind of like share our reality. We basically discuss our reality, and our own perspective towards life, and kind of like, I wouldn't say educate, but kind of share this and let the viewers, the listeners, whoever's watching this or listening to this, get an insight of what we think about life or things going on around us or a certain situation or a particular topic. And I mean, we're all humans, we have consciousness, we are able to decide for ourselves, but it's able, this is more like an avenue for us to share what we've got, and then it's left for you to decipher, take what you want, and filter what you don't want, and kind of like apply it to your life if it makes any sense to you. And yeah, it's a new year, and I know a lot of us got New Year resolutions. Me especially, is something I do every year. It's not like I really like sit down and write my New Year resolutions. I've always been a conscious person, so I wouldn't say it's. I don't just do it for the New Year's. I kind of do it like every time I realize I've been backtracking. That's what I do every time I realize I've been backtracking. I kind of sit down and be like, I've not been doing this right. I've not been doing this right. What can I do right and that? So, but New Year's is more of a time where I really, really, really hone in and like kind of assess what I've been doing, assess the year, show gratitude for what, the achievements of the past year, and also kind of like push myself further, to achieve more in the next year. And previous years before now, there's something I always do that I didn't do this year, and it kind of like struck me. I was like, wow, that's maturity, that's growth, and I really wanted to share that with you guys. Previous years I've always been like, man, I need to make this amount of money this year. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to get. Bro, calm down, calm down. I know, but this year it was more of focusing on the person I really want to be to achieve those goals. So not like focusing on the money or focusing on the goals. I want to do this, I want to do that. And then you don't even know where to start from. You're lost, and along the way you're lost. For me, it's more like, oh, I want to make a lot of money, obviously. I want to do this. I want to be a full-time recording artist. I want to have businesses. I want to own businesses. I want people to respect me for my knowledge, for what I know, for my morals, and I want to be able to share that with the world. That's the goal. But what person do I need to be to achieve this goal? That's the difference about the previous year's New Year resolution and this year. What person do I need to be to achieve those goals? And if you realize the time you begin to focus on who you need to be to achieve certain goals, a lot of things will change in your life. You would no longer look for shortcuts to achieve things. You would mm, focus more on who you need to be. And whilst focusing on who you need to be, you wouldn't really care about the results at the end of the day, because when you're that person every day, today you're showing attitudes, you're showing the characteristics of who you want to be. You'd be satisfied. Like every day is a win. Every day is a win, and whichever day you sleep back is more of like realizing, oh, this is not who the person I want to be is, and then all you need to do is get back on track and get it right the next time, and life becomes a lot more easier. But when you kind of like focus on the big tasks ahead, you're like, oh, I want to get this, I want to get, bro, it becomes so scary that you begin to look for shortcuts to do things, and that's crazy. And that's crazy, and that's why it messes with a lot of people's mental illness, mental health, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, this and that. Ah, man, this is scary. This is that." And people are rather, more comfortable in their comfort zone, just sitting at home doing nothing, waking up, being in their pajamas all day, drinking coffee all day. I mean, you're supposed to drink coffee to be active, but some people drink coffee to be out to stay awake to watch TV. It's crazy, and I'm not saying that to like attack anyone. It's just we've all been there. I've been at a point in my life where I've been really lazy. Like I've been like, man, nothing is even working. I've been making music. I make good music. Nothing is working, and I'm just there, just on my bed watching Netflix. Binge watching Netflix, and everyone has been there. But it's a case of realizing that you don't want to put yourself there anymore. You don't want to be there all the time. I mean, 2 days, 3 days of being a day for me now, a day, 2 days of being lazy is fine, but you need to get back up and grind because man, there's no time. You rather work now and relax later than relaxing now and just not giving or caring about anything and then regretting when you're like older, when you're supposed to be traveling the world and enjoying life with your family, and being able to provide for your family. And that brings me to the topic for today. The topic for today is money. Yeah, money. It's an unusual topic for us on this podcast, but it's a very interesting one. I think it's something that, um, after realizing that my goals for my New Year's resolution, my New Year's resolution changed basically, and I wasn't like, oh, I want to make this amount of money, I want to do this. I kind of like sat back and thought, why is it different this year? Why have I not said, oh, I need to make this money, I need to get this done, I need to get that done? And why have I changed my New Year's resolution on focusing on the kind of person I want to be? I want to wake up early every day of the year. I want to, work out every day of the year. I want to, be nice to people every day of the year. I want to understand people more every day of the year. I want to I want to argue less this year, every day of the year. Why have I focused on more of those things than rather than, oh, I want to make so amount of money, I want to buy a car, I want to do this, I want to do that. Why has this changed? And I'll say it's all about maturity for me. And aside that, a lot of people don't mature early, and I'm not saying anyone who's chasing money is not matured. Anyone who's got their goals different is not mature. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying personally for me, and if it's the same for you, fine. But personally for me, I think I've more of like focused on the wrong things for a long time, and I kind of know within myself these are not the right things for me. And it's a case of knowing yourself, like Socrates said, "Man, know thyself." I mean, what works for man A or person A is it's not the same thing that work for person B. So you need to really understand yourself. You need to really look within because we are created in God's image and likeness, meaning that we are gods. He gave us consciousness so we can think for ourselves. Don't let what people are saying deceive you. Don't let what you see on social media deceive you. Don't let what you see on TV deceive you. Travis Scott said, "Look, boy, don't believe what's on the TV. Look, boy, yeah. Seeing is believing." And I'm saying this to say this. Um, you see all the celebrities on TV, you see all these people. Like I'm a victim. I used to be there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to be there till I really, really matured mentally. And it's not by my own personal doing. I thank the Holy Spirit for that. I thank enlightening myself, trying to read more and basically acquire more knowledge. I thank that for helping me realize a lot of things. And guy, it's all a facade. It's all fake. It's all it's all a mirage, bro. The only real thing in this world is is what's in front of you. The only real thing in this world is your reality. That's the only real thing. Whatever you see on social media, whatever you see on TV is all lies. It's all fake. So if you're measuring your life according to what you see on social media, or bro, you're lost. You're so lost. So you need to realize that your reality is real and every other thing is fake. And you should be accountable for what you do in your life. You should be accountable for the choices you make. And your reality is what's real, and every other thing is a lie. Every other thing is fake. And I'm not saying just, shut out every other thing and focus on yourself. That's why we have books, we have movies, we have a lot of things that, you kind of like tap into every other person's world. I have this podcast now. You can listen to the podcast and have a sneak peek of my life. But it's not a case of like, oh, you have to follow everything I do or you have to follow my life. No, it's just like listening to all these things, enlightening yourself, and then filtering a lot of things. Because at the end of the day, your decision is final. What you choose to do is final. That's what's gonna determine where you go. So you need to understand that. And first of all, I'll start by defining what money is. Like, for me, money is just an item. Like, if you really think of it, money is just an item. It's printed by, in Nigeria, it's printed by the CBN. I don't know what it is in Ghana, but in the US, it's the Federal Reserve. And this is something that's actually printed by human. It's printed by humans like you. Or let's say the top tier people, people who control the country or control the world. Okay, people who control the country. Let's say in Nigeria, the top politicians and the CBN and that. So how would something printed by humans define your worth? How would you let something printed by humans define your worth or who you are? And let me say this. I've said it to a couple of my friends when we're just having like a normal conversation, and it actually caused an argument one time. I don't know how my friend took it, maybe because eventually later down the line we encountered more arguments, and that's one thing I'm trying to do this year. I'm trying to like argue less. You don't really need to argue with people at the end of the day. Everyone is allowed to have different views. It doesn't mean that your view is like the right one or your view is the best. It's your reality. It's right to you. It doesn't mean it's right to someone else. You get me? And that's something, that I'm trying to learn as well. And we had this argument and we're talking about money. Money is kind of, see money. It stirs up a lot of shit. And we're having this argument about money, blah blah. I was like, bro, I don't really care about all that thing. My man has millions doesn't mean he's better than me. I know my worth. I know my values. Like, bro, there's nothing I can say to that man because I don't respect him because he's got money. The fact that he has money doesn't mean he's better than me, not at all. And that's reality for me. Anyone who knows me wouldn't say I'm proud or cocky. I do not respect people for your money. Never. I would never respect you because you've got money. Except I want something from you and I'm trying to deceive you to get that. And then I'll act all nice and, play one of the rules of the 48 laws of power and try to get what I want. But to say that I respect you because of your money is a lie. I would never respect anyone because of their money. The fact that you've got money doesn't mean you're better than me. And that's how I see myself. But then I'm not saying that I don't respect a lot of rich people, I don't look at your net worth. I don't look at what you've got. I look at who you are, the person you are. And that is how I respect you, not how much you've got. Not how much you've got. I respect Jeff Bezos because he was able to come up with an innovative idea that the world has acquired. The world has kind of like adopted to do a lot of things today. That is why I respect him. I respect Mark Zuckerberg because he was able to create something that everyone uses. No one can do without Facebook Meta today. Nobody. That is why I respect him. I respect, bro. See, it's really about your substance. It's really about your quality. It's really about your morals. I mean, I respect him because of this invention. It's not able to invent something. It's not able to invent something. It's not easy to invent something that everyone uses around the world, like everywhere in the world. That's why I respect him. I don't know him personally. And maybe when I get to know him personally, get to have a conversation with him, and there's certain things and certain views and it's a way I would see him that might not fall in line with my values and my morals, and then I wouldn't have respect for him anymore. But for now, the fact that he was able to do that, I know the amount of hard work it takes. I know the amount of, skills it takes. I know the amount of leadership skills, critical thinking, technological skills, problem solving skills it takes to invent something like that. And that is why I respect those people right now. I might get to know them on a personal level and disagree with a lot of things. And then, I might not respect them anymore for who they are. Doesn't mean I'll show them disrespect, but I wouldn't respect their person anymore compared to, how I'm saying, oh, I respect these people now. And I feel a lot of things are really misplaced or misguided. The fact that we measure people by the worth of their money is really, 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 is really vile. Like, it's crazy. Man, my man has so much money doesn't mean he's better than you. Don't lower yourself that way. And it's not about, it's a men's game. It's, oh, I can do this, I can buy this, I drive this car, do this. See, if you're confident and comfortable with where you are in life, you'd see a lot of changes, bro. Like, your reality, like I said, is you and what's in front of you. And the moment you're able to accept your reality and, focus on your reality, you see a lot of things changing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't make money, because money is really important. Money is really important. Like I said, money is just an item, but one thing you need to understand is money facilitates exchange. Money facilitates exchange, and it kind of replaced the barter system of trade which we had back in the days, where you had to like render a particular service in order to get a service in return, or you need to give someone a particular good to get a good in return. But now it's different. You've got to pay money to get a service, or you've got to pay money to get something or a good you need. Obviously, I paid for the mic, I paid for the cameras, I paid for. You need to pay. That's why money is important, and money. Thinking about money can cause a lot of like anxiety. Thinking about the things you need money for can cause a lot of anxiety. Can cause a lot of stress that make people say, "Oh, money is evil," and why do I have to stress myself for this item that stresses me so much, that causes so much anxiety, that causes so much stress. And it all boils down to perspective. It all boils down to perspective. It all boils down to how you look at money and how you understand money, and understanding yourself as well. Yeah. Um Money doesn't measure your value of life. Money doesn't quantify how it doesn't quantify people. Basically, that's not how you measure people's value, by money. I know in a way you can measure people's value by money, because it takes a certain amount of hard work, um smartness to make money. Money is not easy to make. That is why a lot of people respect people who have money, because they believe they put in so much work to get that money. Don't get me wrong. And that is why um, there are certain qualities you need to look for in someone before you respect them. The fact that you've got so much money, you've got a Bentley, I'm not gonna just automatically respect you because of that, because I don't even know you. I don't even know what you've done to get the money. I don't know if you've stolen from someone to get the money. So I'm not gonna respect you because you've got money. But when I get to know you and I see, oh man, this guy has done this, done that, and understand the kind of discipline it takes to achieve those things, then I would respect you. You understand me? And so money doesn't really measure value of life, but in a way it's kind of intertwined. But it doesn't mean that you who don't have money you should look down on yourself, because life is a journey. Some people make money when they are 20, some people make money when they are 30. Some people see their first million at 60, and that's in 2 years they're billionaires, in 3 years they're like multimillionaires. They're investors. They own so many businesses. So looking down on yourself because someone else has got money and you don't have money is so dumb. It's so lame to do. So that's one thing. And I was trying to make a point. I forgot the point I was trying to make, but that's by the way. Um yeah, money is essential for human survival. So the fact that money causes so much stress, so much pain, some people are like, oh, I don't even need money. I'm comfortable. I'm this, I'm that. And then work a 9 to 5 for the rest of their lives and then grow old and then, basically just live off pennies and that. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. You understand? It depends on your view, like I said. Some people are comfortable. Some people have like trained their brain. Like I said, it's all about perspective. Some people have trained themselves, trained their brain to believe that I don't really need all this money. I mean, if I'm working a 9 to 5, as long as I'm feeding myself, as long as I'm doing this, as long as I'm doing that, I'm okay. I don't really need that much. I don't really want to travel the world. I don't really want to see this. I don't really want to see that. And they're okay. Don't get me wrong. That's fine. If that's how you see the world, that's fine. But for me, and anyone who thinks like me, what I'm saying is money is essential. You can't pay your rent if you don't have money. You can't feed if you don't have money. You can't give your children the life they want if they don't have money. You can't travel the world if you don't have money, if you want to travel the world like me. You can't chase your dreams if you don't have money. I know how much I've spent chasing my dreams, and my dreams still hasn't made me £1,000 yet, but we're never stopping. And money is essential for chasing your dreams. And money gives you freedom. That's just the truth. Money gives you freedom because there are different ways of making money. Either you're selling your time to make money, meaning you have a 9 to 5 job and you're working, Mondays to Friday, 9 to 5 to make money. Or either you own a business, there's a service you render to people and whatnot, and you make money from that. And you don't really want to be working for the rest of your life. That's one thing for me. I don't really want to be working for the rest of my life. I want to make money doing what I love. A lot of people are so scared to do what they love, making money, and then they end up like, oh, I don't even really need this. I don't really need that. And then they just settle for a 9 to 5 in a job that they don't like, a job that they don't care about, and they are stuck there for the rest of their lives. And it's crazy because they just decide to settle. They decide to settle for less. And that's not how life is supposed to be, man. I understand that not everyone is gonna have the drive, not everyone is gonna have the motivation, but why? Why can't you have the drive? Why can't you have the motivation to do what you really want to do? If you don't really want to do anything and that's your goal, that's your dream. Oh, I want to work a 9 to 5, and that's your dream. Fine. I know a lot of people who still have that dream. They want to get a good job, they want to get a good paying job, and that's what they want to do. That's fine. But when you've got dreams, you've got goals, you want to do this and do that, why settle? Like, why do you have to settle for something you don't really care about? Why do you have to settle? No, we don't do that around here, bro. We don't do that around here. Like I said already, money is really important. It's really important. Like, you can't do a lot of things without money. And if you don't realize that and begin to work for money right now, get to a point where you gain financial freedom. And gaining financial freedom is getting to the point where you don't really need to sell your time for money, where you don't really need to do much. You can just chill, you can just sit back, just enjoy yourself and make money. And that should be the aim because money is so important. And but having this in mind, having the fact that money is so important, you need to make money, you'll be like, oh, so what's the difference? You've been talking about money all day and you said you don't really care about money, blah 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 blah. Don't get me wrong, I care about money. I want to make money, and I think you should make money too so you gain financial freedom. But it's a case of having a different mentality towards money. For me, I know I want to make money. I want to make so much money. I want to be rich. I want to give my kids the best. But at the same time, if I don't get it, I'm fine. Like, I have that mentality. If I don't get it, I'm fine. Money does not measure my worth. I know what I'm worth right now. Like, I know my values. I know my morals. I know the way I see the world. And that's all I really care about, because money does not change who you are. Money just amplifies whoever you are. So making money doesn't change who you are. So focusing on being a better person is the main thing, and then the money that comes with it is like a bonus. And If I get never get to make that money, I'm good. I really do. I want to. I'll put in the work. I'll work so much. I'll work hard and smart to make that money. But if I don't, I am good. Like, I'm not crazy about, driving the fastest cars, fucking the baddest bitch, bro. Like, even when we didn't have money, we were doing that. So why should we really be worried about getting money to do all of that? It's all about perspective. Like I said, money doesn't measure one's worth. So having the right attitude towards money is important. Now, those who are money hungry, who think that money is everything, that money will solve all their problems, that money would get them the best girl, money would get them the best cars, and people would respect them, are making a big mistake. Because if they make people like me in the world, they would find it funny. Because I don't really care about how much money you've got. Like, and I'm sure there are like millions of people out there like me who don't really care about how much money you've got, and you think, oh, making this amount of money will get you the respect you need, doing this and bro, you're getting it wrong. Because when you make all that money, you still find out, bro, there's so much you haven't really done. You still have so much to do. And the funny thing is, money brings a lot of responsibilities. More money, more problem. You don't want to be a millionaire and then you're back to, having three figures, five figures in your account. You'd want to keep having six figures. You want to increase six figures to seven figures. So it's really tricky. Making money is really tricky, and that's why you see a lot of people. A lot of people are just. That's why people automatically see people who have money or people who make money as like evil coin, but that's not the truth. There's some people make money genuinely, and that's the truth. Is those are people who make money genuinely are people who focus on who they need to become to make a particular amount of money, and the money is just like a bonus. Like, they're really ready to let it go if it goes. If they lose all that money, they don't really care. Like, they're fine. They lose all that money, they don't really care. They're fine. I mean, it's not like they wouldn't care as much, because a lot of things would change, but like mentally, in certain ways that matters, they're fine. They've come to that realization that I wasn't even working towards the money. I was too trying to do this and do that, and the money came. So if I lose it, I'm good. And so having the right attitude towards money is really important. And so talking about those who think that money will solve a lot of things, money will get them happiness, money will get them the baddest beach, money would buy this, money will make them go into certain places, bro. Even with your money, people would disrespect you if they want to. You think to get you the baddest beach, bro. The baddest beach will come, deceive you, take all your money, and she's gone. Take all your money and she's gone. Like, she would take so much money from you, and bro, while she's taking your money, she's with her side dude, or should I say main dude, giving him your money, and you're just there like a bum, thinking that money would get you the respect you want. Money doesn't change who you are. Money just amplifies whatever it is you are. And so if you're like, thinking of ways to steal from people, thinking of ways to coin people, and you're like, really happy that, oh, making this money would do this and do that, bro, you're really far from realization of the truth of life. Because if you don't change a lot of other things, I'm not saying people who steal, who scam, people who like deceive people, because the truth is a lot of businesses, a lot of businessmen actually steal from people. That's just the truth. Like, money is like a form of exchange. You know, Y- when you patronize a business, you're giving them your money. They could exaggerate how much service they would offer to you, or exaggerate the good you're trying to buy from them, and you believe them and you give them your money, and then you find out like what you've gotten from them is actually not of the value that you thought of or you thought about. That's just the truth. Like, in a way, they've really scammed you. If you think about it properly, in a way, they've really scammed you. And I'm not saying like doing all of those things, which is essential. I think there's a place in the Bible where it's said that I can't really remember the verse, so I'm not going to misquote it. But basically, from what I understand, is a thing of people who have a lot of money, I've gotten it with certain form of a a certain amount of coin or deceit, certain amount of deceit. It doesn't mean that all their wealth is based on, deceit, but certain amount of deceit. Talking about iPhone, for example, bro, we are buying the same phone literally every year for a certain amount of money. They just make like two changes or three changes, and you're willing to give them an extra £500 to get that same phone. You understand me? You're willing to give them the same, you're getting the same phone. Probably the shape is changed, or the camera, which is like 2.5% better, and you're willing to give them like £500 more to get to get the same phone. It's crazy because if you really think about it, it's still, you're still being deceived. You're still being deceived, but in a way, like, nobody holy. Don't get me wrong. Nobody holy. I'm not trying to say, oh, sit here and be like, I'm the holiest of them. Nah, that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to explain certain things to you, you know, and it's more of like focusing on who you want to be. If you want to make money, it gets to a point where, for using iPhone for an example, there are a lot of people now in the business. They have bills to pay. They need to make certain amount of money. They need to meet a certain goal. So they can also invest in certain areas where they can, improve or create more things. And that is why when they begin to think about this innovative ways to make more money, it might be a product designer who they've given a job to, come up with a new phone, who just made two changes and, bro, phone is ready to roll out and we're going to charge £500 more. Because from the analysis, that's what the market needs to pay in order for us to meet this target, for us to be able to invest in, this product. So I'm not saying all of that is wrong. Don't get me wrong, it's not wrong, bro. If you're gonna take money from people innovatively, that's fine, bro. Go ahead, cause they take our money all the times. Businesses take our money all the times, but don't be so focused on the money. That's what I'm saying. Don't be too focused on the money. You know, think about who you need to be to make that money, not necessarily the money you want to make. Who do you want to become to make that money, not necessarily the money you want to make. And trust me, that would go a long way. That would go a long way. And something sparked my mind as well when I was, thinking about the New Year's resolution and how it's different for me this year compared to the previous years when I've always said I want to make this money, this money. And I thought about it. I know there's some people who said they want to make a lot of money. And I began to think to myself, what amount of money is a lot? What amount of money is enough? Is there really an amount of money that's a lot or enough? Because, see, one thing about money, as soon as you get it, you're already thinking of how to make more. You can never be satisfied with money. You can never be satisfied with anything that comes from, from outside. Anything that's not from within, you can never be satisfied. Even within yourself, bro, there are a lot of things you're not satisfied with that you're constantly working on. So how do you think something from outside would change a lot of things inside of you, or something from outside would be enough for you? It can never be enough. It can never be enough. And that's why I keep emphasizing on the fact that perspective means so much. Perspective means so much. The way you look at things is so important. And you never let money control you, because people who are money hungry, people who focus on making this amount of money, making this money, when that money comes, bro, they don't even know what to do with the money. And that's when you see them spending money on things that don't really matter. Like, bro, you're buying a Bentley, you're buying a Lamborghini, you're basically making someone else rich driving this car. As soon as a part of the Bentley or Lamborghini is messed up or jacked up, bro, you need to go spend even more money to fix it. And I understand what you're gonna do with your money. You're meant to spend your money. But at the end of the day, you're letting the money control you, because you don't really need the Bentley if you think of it, bro. You could invest your money and think of making a car of your own if you want to. I'm not saying it's bad to buy a Bentley because I want to buy a Porsche. I'm not saying it's bad to buy a Bentley, but when you own like 5 Bentleys, 6 Rolls, bro, like, you go drive everything. You know, go even drive everything. So what's the whole point of that? Like, what's really the point when you can even, help people who don't have money, train someone's child, or like someone who's like an orphan in school, put that money in someone's, invest that money in someone and let them become someone. That's worth it. Not buying the Lamborghini and making a rich man rich, and then a part of the car is as expensive enough to buy a new car of a different brand. Like, does that even make any sense? That's capitalism, if you ask me. Like, capitalism. And that's crazy. The way that the rich people, the people at the top, have made money feel so important. You need to drive this car for people to respect you. Bro, I don't need to drive that car for people to respect me. When I open my mouth and talk, people would respect me. And that's the mentality one needs to have. You should be more focused on who you need to become, the knowledge you need to acquire to become that person that you really want to be, and not thinking that money would make you that person you want to be. And yeah, I said it already. Focus on who you need to become to make money, and not making money itself and thinking money would make you become who you want to become. And yeah, I think that's it for today. I don't really want to talk much because, when it comes to money conversation, it never ends. It never ends. Not even to talk about, I didn't touch a lot of topics of how money could cause friction between people, like a lot of things. So this is just me, shedding an insight of the kind of attitude you need to have towards money. And when you develop the right attitude towards money, you'd find out that you'd work hard and smart to make money. But at the same time, if you don't get it, which is, you know, a lot of things in life, a lot of things in life are that way. You try so much to get it and you don't get it, you wouldn't really be bothered. Like, on to the next one, on to the next one. You're like, bro, you're not even really bothered because you're still happy, you're still cool, you're still lit, you're still fly, you're still, jiggy, jiggy. Like, it's crazy because once you have that perspective towards money, bro, you'll be good. You'll be good. And don't get me wrong, it's a new year, work hard on yourself. For those of you who have the dreams, I know a lot of people are comfortable. They don't really want to put that hard work in. They don't really want to stress themselves. They don't really want to be innovative. If you're working a 9 to 5 and that's what you want to do, that's fine. Put in your best, work as hard as you can, get them bonuses, climb up the ladder, become a general manager. You don't need to settle for being, at the bottom of your chain. If that's what you're gonna do, work hard to climb that ladder. And for those of you who are entrepreneurs like me, or want to do something different, want to be innovative, never stop dreaming, never stop working. Because if you can dream it, you can achieve it. That's just the truth. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. All you need to do is put in the work. All you need to do is put in the work, and trust me, you're gonna get there. Um, yeah, that's it today from us at the Naija Shuffle Podcast. I go by the name of Kako. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well at Naija Shuffle. Don't forget to follow me as well at Turph Kako. Is TURPH underscore KAKO. And I'm gonna keep making contents like this. I'm gonna keep, sharing my perspective about the world or certain topics with you guys, and it's left for you guys to dissect and run with what you want to. And yeah, I'm so excited. It's 2023, and we're here. Like, we're making progress. I know last year I said I was gonna start a video podcast, and a lot of things kind of like slowed the whole process down. But eventually, we're able to like produce 4 different, or I think four different episodes of a video podcast last year, which is a win. And yeah, we're here again. It's a new year, more contents, more videos, more podcasts. And I hope you guys, keep it locked in, subscribe, follow us, and be the first to know when we drop a new episode. And yeah. And also, if you want to be on the podcast, if you want to come on my podcast, if you have something you want to talk about, feel free to send me a DM, or, send an email, and we can make it work, because I'm looking for people to bring on the show. I'm looking for guests to bring on the show. And you might be lucky if I really like our conversation. we might discuss further on, getting you as a co-host on the show. Yeah, that's it from us. Peace and love.